Hey, what's up? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. Let's take a look at this Mafex Thor. So this is Mafex 182. This is classic Thor, I believe. They call it comic version, but I'm gonna call it classic Thor. So we can go ahead and take a look at the box. I do like the fact that they finally gave us basically what the comic book art is on the box, so that's a good thing. He is clearly more blonde. In here, they have definitely dialed back the colors on this particular figure, but that's fine. It's a typical Mafex box. I don't really tend to want to spend a bunch of time on these boxes because I just don't see the point. But anyway, that's the box. All right, let's take a look at the figure. So let's talk about Thor, Mafex Thor in particular. Let's take a look at his aesthetics. So let's get up close and personal here. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and take the plastic off. See, look at this. Look, the one time I didn't complain about plastic because it didn't. I kind of didn't even notice it because it wasn't obnoxiously over the top. There we go. And it's understandable for this plastic to be here because the black can mark up the skin paint. So that'll probably happen. So we got that out. So let's take a look at them. You can probably tell right off the bat what's going to be a problem with him when it comes to articulation. Let's see if we can get up close here. So up close and personal here, I do seem to have like a chip on his lip, which I didn't notice before, so that's not great. But other than that, I did accidentally break his wings on his helmet. One of the wings on his helmet. It is pegged in, so it just needs to be glued in. So it does have a peg, so it didn't actually snap the peg, so that's good. It does fit in there just fine without coming out. It's not super tight, but it definitely needs to be glued in. So I will be gluing that in after this review. But yeah, aesthetically, he looks good. Again, I'm not noticing any really bad paint blemishes on him. I do have a little chip there, but that's not that big a deal. His belt looks pretty good. It could have been definitely painted at the top here. The belt could have used a little more work. I don't see anything on the back. Let's take a look at his boots, because that is the belt and the boots are probably the most painted part. Yeah, I mean, there's some sloppiness on the line work on his boots. You never like that for a figure that's over $80. I think he was over $80. It's not terrible. I've definitely seen worse work from Mafex, but that's not terrible. Again, for the price point, though, I would like it to be better. They really need to focus on their paints a little bit more. But yeah, the wrists look good. Let's see the helmet. The helmet, I like the wings on his hair, on his helmet definitely have like a blue tint to them, so I do like that. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but it does. All in all, yeah, I think the muscular looks good. There is some shading in his arms to kind of accentuate the musculature on his arm. So I do like that. I like the shading. I feel like there's no shading on his face, so it's like he looks kind of tan here but pale here. I don't know if that's coming off on camera. The hair is done pretty nicely. There is, I think there is maybe some kind of light rinse on there or something. So yeah, I think aesthetically he looks pretty good. The musculature on his legs look fine. Everything looks accurate for a guy. He does have broad shoulders like he should. I think he can actually lift these up, give him a little bit more, width shoulder-wise. But yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks about standard Mafex quality. They can be very hit or miss. But I mean, I like Thor. I'm not the biggest Thor fan, so it's not a big deal that he's not that impressive. I will say, looking behind it, like looking over the camera, his hands look like a different color than the rest of his arms. So I don't feel like they quite gave it the same kind of rinse or shading that they gave the arm. So that's unfortunate. But other than that, I think he looks okay. So let's go ahead and get on to accessories. So like typical Mafex, he comes with an abundance of hands, which is good, an abundance of other things. So he comes with a decent spread. Starting with hands, he gets these open hands. So they're sculpted. They do have the nails and stuff sculpted in there, so that's good. But nothing special. These hands there isn't anything special with the hands. I would like to call these flying hands, but when we get to the articulation, you will see why I won't. But I wish they were flying hands. They're more like karate chop hands at this point, but I think they were supposed to be flying hands. Then we got some spread open hands. So those look decent. Then we have like some gripping hands. I'm not quite sure what he would be gripping with these. These might be fighting pose hands. Then we have weapon gripping hands. So that's good. Then as far as head sculpts, we have the head sculpt that came on him in the package, and then we got this teeth gritting head sculpt, and it looks just as good as the other head. I like it. I like the expression. It looks good. Then we have another set. I guess I should have put these in hands, in the hand portion of the accessories, but he has two hands that are holding grips for his hammers. Make that 3 hands. So there's 3 hands that have these grips. Then we have 2 hammers. We have one hammer that has a little clip attached to it, and I believe that is to clip onto his belt. I believe that's how that goes. So I think it would go upside down, right? Or would it come out like this? I'm not sure. But he has that, and then he has another hammer that I'm not sure why. This one does remove. That one removes. Or does this one? They both remove. So I don't know why they have one hammer that's bigger than the other. So that's kind of strange. But it doesn't say anything. It doesn't have the enchantment on it anywhere. So that's a missed opportunity, obviously. But they look exactly the same. One's just bigger than the other. And then the best accessory that he comes with is the spinning hammer accessory. And I like this one a lot. It looks pretty cool. Again, I can't really say what this would look like if it was spinning. I guess this is fine, but I like it. I think it looks really cool. Obviously, that's pretty heavy, so it does. I think this is a stand to hold this, I believe, so you can like wield it. I think that's what this stand is for. But that's it for accessories. So on to articulation. This is where we have our biggest problem. This head will not move. That is why I broke off one of his helmet wings, because the best you can possibly get him to do is slightly look left and right. Slightly. And that's because of his goddamn hair. Mafex needs to figure out what the fuck they are doing with their hair. Like, why? Who thought this was okay? Do something. Find a softer plastic so we can actually get figures that are supposed to be able to fly in flying poses. This is ridiculous. He can't look up. This is as far up as he can look. Down is also screwed. So yeah, looking down is also screwed because it's too stiff in the front as well. You don't give us any head, or put another head in the package that's a flying head that I don't know, has no hair in the back, so we can at least simulate flying. Like, how much are these figures? Like, seriously. Put another head in the box that allows us to make the figure look up. At least. Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. I don't understand why they can't grasp that concept. Between the hair and the goddamn thigh swivels. Fuck, I'm starting to think that maybe I'm gonna just stop buying Mafex figures, to be honest with you. They won't fix the problems. They're not fixing the problems. I don't know, do they ever go to like Comic Cons or Wonderfests so like people can talk to them and actually give them feedback? You know, as much as I don't like Marvel Legends, as much as I think Marvel Legends is some bullshit, in that they can definitely make good figures if they wanted to, but they just make a bunch of fucking excuses about, we would have to, if we did that, we would have to jack up the prices and blah blah blah, which is bullshit when you already got the molds made. They come up with 1,000 excuses of why they can't do something right, but at least you get to talk to them. I mean, I don't know. Is Mafex a Japanese what is this? What? How is this a problem? I guess it's not really that big of a problem, but I shouldn't be able to pull it off that easily. I'm sorry. So I guess it's not really that big of a problem. Okay. But do they ever talk to, if this is a Japanese company, which I think it is, do they go to like the expos and stuff in Japan, and can people talk to them? Has anybody ever seen a video of people talking to like the creators at Mafex, or somebody like Figma and Max Factory? Have they? Oh my God! So you can't do anything with the head. The arm goes up past parallel. He does have a bicep swivel, which also swivels here. He can go past 90 on the elbow, so that's really good. Wrist joint is a ball hinge, and so that works like a ball hinge. He does have a butterfly joint, but it doesn't work that well with him. especially with the armor on. So you're not going to get anything great out of him. Okay. All right. Okay. I definitely didn't see that coming. Can I stick that back on? Okay. Alrighty then. So yeah, my Thor figure just falls apart. I can't even get the butterfly joint to activate on this arm. It's stuck. It's oh, what is happening? Is that even the way that it goes? Yeah, I think it is. What is actually happening? This is falling apart live. It's falling apart live.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
Behind the camera, like, this is... I haven't messed with this figure at all, for real. It is literally falling apart on just on its own. So look how much of the butterfly I can get there. On this arm, I can't get it to come out at all without this falling apart. Like, what? And then the damn bicep falls off. What is happening at Mafex? Are they reverting back to their old standards of QC? Where, like, oh my God, this is so frustrating. How is this stuck? You know what? All right, fuck it. I'll just get past it. Maybe I can fix it. Look at this. Look at this. This comes all the way out. This one, I can't get it to move. It's stuck. I don't know if I have to take it apart and see what's going on. See if I can fix it. Jesus Christ. How much did this figure cost? $80-some? Anyway, Ab Crunch can go. You know, at this point, like, I don't really care about this upper ab as long as like both work in conjunction with each other. That's all I really care about. So he can crunch forward pretty well. Backwards, all right. You would think he would be able to go backwards more, considering that he can't look up. But no, he doesn't. He doesn't even have any like head tilt. Like, it's he does get some side to side. At the top joint, you can turn it side to side, could be better. As far as the bottom joints, it does twist and it can crunch and side to side that on that one as well. How far can he kick? He can kick up about that far. He does kick out to the side a bit, which is unfortunate, but that's good enough, I think. Obviously, he has to drop down legs like all Mafex do. Thigh swivel, let's see what this looks like. Can he turn it in? He can turn it in a little bit, out not much. Basically, it's in and straight, in and straight. Can't go out at all. Let's see about this one. In, out. This one can go in and out. So it can work. What is happening with this figure? Is something stuck in there? Okay, anyway. Knees can go back that far, past 90, so that's fine. And is it getting stuck here? Because it was. Is there a boot swivel there? Of course not. Why take the opportunity to cut a boot swivel there? I don't know. It's too much like right. It's not like you just made a whole new sculpt. It's not like you didn't just do that, you know. No, you did no. Clearly, you can use this sculpt for somebody else. These boots, who are you going to use these boots for? I don't know. You don't make that many. Anyway, ankles go up, not at all, hardly at all. Back, decent. Ankle rockers, good. And toe joints. So articulation in this guy is trash. Oh, I forgot about the cape. The cape is a Mafex cape. Oh, there goes his arm again.
Fuck it.
It's a Mafex cape. It does have bendy wire in it. So if you bought any Mafex, you'll know how this cape works. It is one of those capes that has like the little 3 pieces in it to make it a little more poofy on them. The poofiness, I don't mind. Personally, I don't mind the poofiness. I do mind my Thor's arm falling apart, though. That I do have a problem with. I mean, seems like this would be something that wouldn't happen to a, I don't know, $100 figure, $80 figure. I mean, yeah. Okay, this reminds me of the Wolverine back in the day. I thought they had that fixed. I thought they had figured that out. Apparently not. Apparently they've gone to their old mold and it's like, hey, let's go ahead and use that one again, and let's watch the collectors complain about the biceps falling off and shoulders falling off. I've never had a shoulder fall off like that on the Mafex figures. That one's new for me. That one is new for me. That one is definitely new for me. Biceps, I've gotten used to that. Not used to it, but I've seen it. All right, let's get him stood up and do some comparisons and get the hell up out of here. I'm getting tired of this figure already. All right, so here we go with comparisons. So starting off, let's get him next to another caped person. We have the Age of Apocalypse Magneto along with Steel. So that's what he looks like with those. Both Mafex, obviously. And then we have, let's do Wolverine and Cyclops. Both X Factor versions of them. So that's good there. I don't really have any Avenger. I do have Iron Man, but he's in the box. So let's do Gambit and Deadpool. So that's what he looks like with them. Let's do Jean Grey and Nightwing. So all Mafex. These are all Mafex figures. Let's do a Mafex and a Figma. Here's Harley Quinn and Kill La Kill. My toy, I think that's her name. I probably get that wrong all the time. So that's him with a Figma. Let's see. We can do Storm and Gwenpool. So that's how it looks with them. But the only Avenger from Mafex that I have, what's this, a classic Iron Man, I think? Invincible Iron Man. And no, I have not reviewed him, and just took him out the package today. As you can see, he still has a ton of plastic still on him. But that's how he looks with Iron Man. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll do this comparison real quick. Figma Rider and Jean Grey. Not Jean Grey. Rogue, sorry. Yeah, alright. That'll do it. In conclusion, he is a big old bag of crap. Aesthetically, he looks good. Unfortunately, his articulation is mostly garbage, and he falls apart in my hand. So that's basically my conclusion on this. I'll see if I can fix him, but I shouldn't have to. Hopefully everybody's copy isn't like this. I haven't watched any reviews for this character or for this figure, so hopefully people are having better luck than I am. But my copy is absolute garbage, trash, piece of shit crap. So that's how I feel about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be safe. Run the streets. Don't let the streets run you. And peace out.